Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Welcome to Network News for today, Monday, the 17th day of January. I'm Odette Campbell. In the headlines this evening, study shows Grenada as the second least vaccine-hesitant country, but with highest COVID-related unemployment level among a group of 6 countries. IMF staff conclude virtual review of Grenada, reporting gradual economic recovery in the pandemic, and state and government officials pay final respects to Sir Khaled Gleen as his remains lay in state on Monday. 2 persons treated and discharged after being hit by a bus on the Grandans motorway on the weekend. And for what's happening around the region and in the wide and wonderful world of sports, we toss to Campbell.
Special good evening to you, our viewers and listeners. Our probe around the globe takes us to Trinidad and Tobago, where Carnival stakeholders are calling on government to make a decision about the staging of Carnival 2022. And internationally, tsunami hits Tonga after underwater volcano erupts. Sporting fanatics, you will hear more about the 2 Grenadian athletes who received scholarships, and West Indies suffer historic defeat to Ireland. I'll be back with the details to these and other top stories a little later on in the newscast. Over to you.
And of course, the Djokovic saga did not get better on the weekend. It got worse. He was expelled. You'll hear about that as well in the sporting segment with Krista Campbell. Do stay with us.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
And now for the news in detail. We start this evening with news that the U.S. government has announced a project to help Grenada and other Caribbean islands tackle challenges related to COVID-19. This comes as 3 agencies present findings on a survey on vaccine hesitancy in the region. Rena Pierre-Thomas tells us more.
Deputy Chief of Mission in the U.S. Embassy Barbados, David Shiner, has renewed the U.S. government's commitment to assist the Caribbean in the fight against COVID-19. He was speaking at a virtual press conference last Friday to present the findings of his survey on COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Caribbean.
Since May 2020, the United States government, through USAID, has supported the Eastern Caribbean region, the Bahamas, Guyana, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago with $7.5 million of assistance, of which $2.5 million came from the American Rescue Plan for Vaccine Readiness. In partnership with governments and stakeholders, the United States is committed to assisting Caribbean countries to overcome vaccine hesitancy. We are proud to work with our partners gathered here today to achieve this goal.
The survey conducted in Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Trinidad and Tobago will now create a solid foundation in implementing plans and programs to enhance their fight against the dreaded COVID-19 virus, attracting more confidence in the vaccination process.
In a late 2021, U.S. Embassy Bridgetown hosted a Facebook Live event to combat COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy, inviting the people of Barbados and the Caribbean to ask questions of respected public health professionals. What we learned correlates closely to the data gathered from the vaccine hesitancy survey today, which in the Caribbean region, as you know, is mainly rooted in individual concerns about the safety of the vaccines, includes misconceptions and misinformation about the secondary effects of the vaccines.
More than 5,000 people participated in the survey. The survey was conducted by the Caribbean Development Research Services 1 year after countries administered the vaccine to fight the pandemic.
Fighting this pandemic will take significant resources and an urgent collective effort among governments, civil society, the private sector, multilateral organizations, and international partners. A coordinated approach like the one we're taking is critical up to an equitable uptake throughout the region and to muster the speed needed to get ahead of concerns that are driven by an unvaccinated population.
Over 30,000 Pfizer vaccines were distributed in the Caribbean by the U.S. government in December 2021. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
As Rena mentioned, vaccine hesitancy was examined through the 2021 survey carried out in October and November in 6 countries, and Grenada was among the countries. UNICEF and USAID commissioned the survey to better understand the rationale for the limited uptake of the COVID-19 vaccines.
Communication strategies need to speak to key concerns, target the demographic profile of the unvaccinated, and hone the use of non-governmental personalities and influencers were some of the recommendations made coming from the 2021 Vaccine Hesitancy Survey report. Grenada was the second least vaccine hesitant country in 2021 based on the Vaccine Hesitancy Index used among the 6 participating countries. The COVID-19 Vaccine Hesitancy Survey report for 2021 for Grenada shows that only 1 in 5 respondents agree to have their children vaccinated against COVID-19 at the primary level, while less than half for secondary students. The Grenada survey was conducted face-to-face with 800 participants, evenly spread across males and females, and 3 age ranges. Notably, Grenada recorded the highest COVID-related unemployment level at 15% among the 6 countries. 60% of respondents in Grenada report having been vaccinated, noting the reasons for initial vaccine hesitancy were a lack of trust in the vaccines on account of the speed of their development and uncertainty over long-term side effects. According to the report, the major factors that convinced respondents to get vaccinated were speaking to their doctor at 14% or feeling that they were forced to do so at 13%. The data from the survey shows that most vaccinated respondents in Grenada believe in a vaccine mandate for a wide range of people, except for primary school students. Distrusting vaccines, 16%, and choosing not to, 25%, were the main reasons for being unvaccinated, while the report also highlighted if unvaccinated respondents' views on taking a vaccine had changed over time. 61% of the unvaccinated said no, though 28% said they were now more inclined to get vaccinated, and 11% said they were less inclined to do so. Supplemental strategies were also suggested to consider the risk to vulnerable groups, and in respect of young and unemployed persons, consider promoting infotainment products that might reach this audience. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has been forced to follow in the footsteps of organizations worldwide. It has conducted its annual economic review of Grenada without setting foot on the island. This year's review was done virtually as the pandemic continues to restrict movement. The fund says Grenada is showing signs of evolving from the doldrums which have pervaded the economic atmosphere since COVID struck 2 years ago.
The Grenadian government has been complimented for its comprehensive response in limiting the impact of the pandemic as a team from the International Monetary Fund met virtually with local officials last week. Recent economic developments, a follow-up on policy priorities raised in 2019, and the 2020 request for disbursement under the Rapid Credit Facility were major issues up for discussion. The IMF team, led by Hayden Lin, highlighted that the Grenadian economy expected expansion of real output by around 5% in 2022. At the end of the mission, the IMF lead noted that food, fuel, and transport prices are expected to continue pushing up inflation, also reflecting the impact of strained global supply chains. Ms. Lin stated that the current account deficit has widened as weak tourism receipts, higher fuel prices, and import demands from construction offset the recovery in agricultural exports. Pointing to a prolonged pandemic as the main risk, she cited implications for tourism and students' return to SGU, while strongly hinting to slow vaccination rates as a determining factor which can lead to additional spending, exacerbating fiscal and external imbalances. The IMF team welcomed the fiscal measures taken to provide relief to Grenadians within the two stimulus packages, as well as the budget. Ms. Lin noted that the hard-won credibility of Grenada's fiscal framework can be further enhanced through continued efforts to strengthen Grenada's administration, public investment management, and fiscal governance and transparency. For GBN News, Janelle MacDonald.
And let's revisit the weekend. We have a report on two being treated and released. Two people who are back at home following a close call on the weekend. They were knocked down on Saturday night in the Wall Street area as they were attempting to cross the road. According to police, both individuals were taken to the General Hospital where they were treated and discharged. The driver of the bus remained on the scene until the police arrived. Sergeant Kevin Williams, who is in charge of the traffic department, South St. George Police Station, described it as an extremely busy weekend.
I must say specifically one accident which would have occurred on Saturday evening about 9 p.m. thereabout. It happened along the Wall Street area that's in Grandans, and it involved a minibus, one of these old one minibus, and two pedestrians. The minibus was traveling from the sugar mill direction, and upon reaching the Wall Street area, unfortunately, there was a collision with two passengers who were trying to cross the road. Minor injuries was caused to the passengers. In fact, the ambulance would have arrived and carried them to the seek medical attention and to be evaluated at the General Hospital. And they were treated and discharged. Both parties were treated and discharged.
This is Network News. Still to come from us, we will tell you what people have been saying through the Social Buzz segment, and we'll also be putting something interesting through the ISOL lens. You won't want to miss those. Do stay with us.
With Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured, reduced interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank.
The holidays are here. Republic spreading the cheer. Come on and light up your Christmas with Republic.
Make this Christmas your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Ariza. Ariza is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
Physical violence, threats, controlling behavior, and being disrespectful are no-nos in any relationship. Parenting together after a breakup can be difficult, but always speak and behave in ways you would want your children to speak and act. You cannot control what your ex-partner does, but you can control how you choose to respond to your ex and what behaviors you display to your children. Parents, display behaviors you will want your children to learn. A respectful child begins with you. Step up your parenting game. My family matters.
Leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Light up this Christmas with Republic. Come on and brighten up the holidays with Republic.
Light up your Christmas with Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured. Reduce interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank.
The holidays are here. Republic spreading the cheer. Come on and light up your Christmas with Republic.
Make this Christmas your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
And welcome back. People here have been paying final respects to the late Governor General Sir Carlisle Glean, GCMG, a stalwart who served Grenada with distinction and integrity. Rena Pierre Thomas reports.
Government officials, politicians, friends, and family assembled on Monday to view the body of the late Sir Carlisle Glean, GCMG, lying in state at Parliament Building at Mount Weldale. Sir Carlisle, who served Grenada as the 5th Governor General of Grenada from 2008 to 2013, will be afforded a state funeral. Looking back on the legacy of the former GG, Chairman of Spicemas Corporation and Ambassador to CARICOM, Ali Gill, said Sir Carlisle's contribution not only benefited Grenada but the Caribbean.
Sir Carlisle was the first lecturer at the University of the West Indies with regards to the teaching of social studies. And he worked along with social studies tutors throughout the OECS and Barbados. And he was also very instrumental in developing the teaching schemes and the marking schemes for social studies at the Caribbean Examination Council, popularly referred to as CXC. So not only Sir Carlisle has made his contribution to education in Grenada, but Sir Carlisle Glean certainly was a trailblazer of education in the Caribbean.
Also reminiscing on the input of the late Gigi was Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell. He said the impact of Sir Carlisle will never be forgotten.
It's, of course, a difficult day for all of us, because when one was done well for us and is leaving us, it's one of mixed emotions, knowing that he's going to his Heavenly Father, but at the same time, knowing that he is leaving us. It's got to be tough for the family members that are here with us today, and for all of us in the Grenada, Caribbean, Petit Martinique. So I'm honored on behalf of the government and people of the country to pay a special tribute and to view Sir Carlisle resting today.
Acting Governor General Sir Lawrence Joseph also looked back on the legacy of Sir Carlisle.
He made significant contribution to education. And to me, as I told my wife, he was a good man. And I admire him for that. Despite our political differences, we had a very good relationship. And he has left an indelible mark on the society of Grenada.
The family of Sir Carlisle will host an evening prayer session, followed by tributes on Monday, 17 January at 6 p.m. at the St. Peter's Catholic Church in Guave. The funeral is scheduled for 1 p.m. on Tuesday, 18th January at St. Peter's Catholic Church in Guave, St. John, after which his body will be entombed at the Douglaston Cemetery. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
May his soul rest in peace. Moving on this evening, the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council is expanding its food bank initiative with additional support from the Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO, and the Ministry of Agriculture. Let's get details on this initiative from GBN's Kristalina John.
The Food Bank Initiative is instrumental towards the establishment of the National Parliamentary Front Against Hunger Secretariat. Under the project, the Food and Agricultural Organization is working with the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council to develop a strategic action plan that will allow for the food bank's expansion, an initiative that supports vulnerable families monthly with nutritious, locally produced foods as a means of promoting healthy eating habits.
Created multiple vouchers. We have formed collaborations with Andal and Associates as well as the Marketing and National Importing Board. Each voucher is valued at $75. At the back of the voucher, there's a list of approved food items. The council has chosen items that we believe are nutritious while also local. So this initiative will benefit our farmers as well as the beneficiaries. Persons are required to present their ID cards, walk with their vouchers, and they collect the food items as long as it's approved on the list.
130 families are expected to benefit from this initiative. Beneficiaries include antenatal women, elderly persons with chronic diseases, as well as persons under the support initiative of the National Food and Nutrition Council. Vouchers, according to Frank, are dependent on the number of persons residing in a household.
The number of $75 vouchers that the family receives will depend on the size of the family. So larger families receive up to 6 vouchers, and then smaller families 4 vouchers. So as you see, that can go quite a long way. 75 by 4, you have $300 worth of food. Our intention is to keep this project going. However, not.
The Food Bank Initiative also contributes to economic activity by supporting local farmers and producers, while at the same time allowing for an appreciation for local food and its nutritional benefits. The interventions under this Food Bank Initiative are consistent with the UN Sustainable Development Goal, the SDG 2, which relates to the ending of hunger, achievement of food security, and national improvement, along with the promotion of sustainable agriculture. The consultants are expected to work with the GFNC, a statutory body of the Ministry of Agriculture, to develop a program to integrate the elements which will form a comprehensive and sustainable strategy for eradicating hunger and malnutrition. Grenada has joined a list of other countries the FAO has worked with to establish parliamentary fronts against hunger. The aim is for both government and opposition, through a bipartisan parliamentary motion, to express a commitment and work together towards reducing hunger to zero in their countries. Christina John, GBN.
Thanks, Chris, for that report. And now the dynamic performances. They've received wide acclaim as many identified with their Grenadian heritage as the Grenada Day celebrations went into full effect over the weekend at Dubai Expo. Gerard Joseph has that story.
Proud to be a Grenadian, and this is giving me chills and bringing tears to my eyes, were just a drop in the ocean of comments as a contingent of musicians and artists represented Grenada during the Grenada Day celebrations at the Dubai Expo. Four-time Groovy Monarch Shondell Dashamade and St. Bernard Nichols, also known as the Songbird, displayed the levels of talent Grenada has to offer. The rendition of the national songs brought goosebumps to many who were seemingly inspired by the cultural identity resonating from the various presentations and performances. Grenada, the land of my birth, were further personified by the outfits and even more so as spectators, citizens locally and in the diaspora, rocked to No Place Sweeter Than Home by Elimas Gilbert, which was performed by Dash. Poetry and dance were not left out of the performances.
The ancestors lived good in the beginning. A motherland so great. Before thieves who thought they were God's king, raping her, robbing her of her children and her future, captured, held hostage, packed, starved, and beaten only to endure more suffering in the way.
Governor General of Grenada, Her Excellency Dame Cecilia Conard, and Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Business and CARICOM Affairs, Oliver Joseph, were some of the officials at the Grenada Day celebrations in Dubai Expo 2020. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
We're happy to say that we've had splendid representation at the Dubai Expo. And now let's go to a lighter moment. Let's see what's happening under the eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Reporter expressed concern as it relates to the dumping of garbage at Mount Parnassus. Our ISO reporter says, quote, "This does not look good at the Mount Parnassus junction. Solid waste removed the garbage bin, but people continue to add their dump," unquote. Our ISO reporter urges the people of the community to, quote, "do better," unquote. We thank our ISO reporter for raising awareness with their submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still to come from us this evening, the B&B coordinators lament limited participation from outer parish schools. Brain B, it's time to get clicking.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
She was my life, caring for me, loving me from a baby. COVID came and she never left the house. She felt safe there. Just turned 80, she kept saying, "Son, go take the vaccine so you could come and see me. I miss you." I never did, because I'm young and I'm strong, and people on Facebook say the vaccine don't really protect you. I went to see her because I thought I was fine. I had no symptoms. She was so happy to see me. I had COVID and I did not even know. Being vaccinated would have helped. I just know it. I just know it. I'm so sorry, Granny. I'm so sorry.
This message is brought to you by the Grenada COVID Crisis Group and the Grenadians United in Virginia.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Speyside Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Speyside Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Speyside Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grandlands. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679. or 406-1500, or visit any of our 3 locations. Speyside Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
2050, 2050, 2050. That's our pledge to you. You get 20% of the purchase of 4 new tires at Premium Auto Services. And that's not all. You get an additional 50% discount on your wheel alignment. Wow! Now that's a deal. Additionally, you receive free wheel balancing service with the purchase of 2 new tires. It's a 2050 deal. Only at Premium Auto Services. Call today to place your order. 439-4000. Offer valid while stocks last.
If there was a product that helped with the cold, flu, bronchitis, sinusitis, laryngitis, and allergies, and still does deep cleansing for your pores to restore natural beauty, would you get it? Yes? Well, there is. The 2-in-1 facial and nasal steamer is here, and it's available locally at The Boss Collection. The 2-in-1 facial and nasal steamer provides deep cleansing while clearing nasal passages and loosening impurities. Get yours now from The Boss Collection, booth number 6 on Halifax Street, St. George's, opposite Farm and Garden Center, or in Grenville by Rachel the Nail Tech, upstairs Superstore, opposite Peter's Photo Studio. Call or WhatsApp The Boss Collection on 954-600-0200.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
What if there was a place in Grenada that was close to Grand Dance Beach, within walking distance of restaurants and attractions, and you didn't have to pay hundreds of dollars to stay there? Guess what? There is. Look us up.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow. And this is Network News. As always, thanks for staying with us. We say a special hello to our listeners on K105. And this evening, we start off this segment with a look at a segment of the brain. We're getting ready for Brain Bee, and the coordinators are hoping more students in outer parishes will participate. Let's look at that in this report.
A request for the business community to support the National Brain Bee competition was made as participants shift into gear for the national competition scheduled for March. The first round, which is the zonal competition, is set for next week, Tuesday. 25 students are in the lineup. Blackett explained where they are in terms of preparation.
We have reached the point where we have done registration. But because of the number of children, we only had 25 children registered for 6 schools. So we decided to pass them through and let them go to the zonal competition. So our zonal competition would be on the 27th of January at the St. George's Baptist Church at 3 o'clock. Reasons for this, they have IT lab with about 15 to 20 computers, so the children have access. So we will be doing the exam more or less online than face-to-face.
Most of the competitors are from schools in and around the parish of St. George. Blackett says she believes the reason for less participation from the outer parishes is the online concept students are not accustomed to.
To be honest with you, I think that online, I think our students in Grenada has not really grasped the concept quite well as yet to manage all of these online. In the other countries, some of the competition already years gone by before this COVID situation were already doing online screening and zonal competition before they enter the competition. So they were accustomed to it, but our students are just getting into it.
She explained one of the biggest challenges as the preparation continues.
One of the biggest challenges that students are saying that they have online classes, a lot of online classes. So in order to accommodate the brain beats, kind of is a lot for some of them. But some of them is pulling through to it nicely, and we are very grateful for those who have signed up, registered, and still planning to enter into the competition. And then we look forward for finalists who would, we're not sure, we'll be going to France or we'll do virtual IBB this year again like last year.
The Brain Bee coordinator says the competition has helped a number of students decide their career path, which in most cases has materialized. She encourages the competitors to study hard, as only 15 from the list of 25 will be selected for the national competition. The National Brain Bee competition targets students between the ages of 13 to 18 that are in Forms 3, 4, and 5. Christina John, GBN News.
And let's see what some of you have been saying on social media through the nightly Social Buzz segment.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN featured a video on its Facebook page of an accident along the Wall Street area of Grand Dance, St. George, Saturday night, and many of you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Ellis Williams commented, "I am absolutely staggered at the speed people are driving in Grenada, way over the speed limit. This needs to be addressed. I feel very unsafe walking on the roads for fear of similar incident. Please, drivers, Grenada don't have the roads for speeding. Slow down." Judith Joseph Noel says, "See how we getting bad back? Why are they bending like that? Moving and handling training needed. Speedy recovery to the injured ladies." Cyril Cyrus added, "All you do tired complain about speeding in Grenada. You can't teach old dogs new tricks." Keshawn Andrews says, "Grenadians don't drive anymore, they fly." Jonathan Joseph issued a reminder that the highway code is not only for drivers. And finally, Glenroy St. Louis is hoping for their speedy recovery. That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
This is Network News, and this is Network News Monday. Straight ahead, a look at what's happening in the wide and wonderful world of sports. Of course, Novak Djokovic continues to dominate the headlines as he's served out of Australia and banned from the country for 3 years. The Windies suffer humiliating defeat at the hands of the Irishman. Krista Campbell will fill us in on those.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? Give us a call, 406-3928. Nurses Care. Reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now. We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carriacou. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
Quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Sporting fanatics, welcome to our sports roundup. This evening we begin with great news. CeCe Charles, a former McDonald College athlete who blazed the track for several years, left for Arizona, United States on an athletic scholarship on Sunday, January 16th. Charles has represented Grenada at the regional level, including at Caribbean Union of Teachers Games, Windward Island Secondary School Games, and the Carifta Games. The 19-year-old athlete is an above-average student, having achieved 10 subject passes at CSEC. Acting principal at McDonald College, Carl Andel, said Charles is talented, disciplined, and has what it takes to excel. Charles will continue her education and athletic development at Central Arizona College. Meanwhile, national swimmer Genevieve Benoit has been awarded a swimming scholarship from the International Swimming Federation. This scholarship will run from January to August 2022 at Azura Aquatics, Florida. Benoit has participated in several regional and international swimming competitions such as Caribbean Island Swimming Championships, Caribbean and Central American Swimming Championships, Carifta, and the FINA Junior World Swimming Championships, which were held in August of 2019. Benoit is a gold, silver, and bronze CISC medalist, a silver medalist in the Caribbean and Central American Swimming Championships, and a Carifta bronze medalist. In 2019, he was also awarded the National Sports Award for Academic Excellence. He departed Grenada on Thursday, January 14th for Florida, where he will train with Azura Aquatics. And now for the latest in cricket. The West Indies suffered a historic loss at the hands of Ireland after the visitors secured a 2-wicket win to claim a 2-for-1 series win at Sabina Park on Sunday. The win was not just the Irish team's first triumph over the West Indies in an ODI series, but the come from behind victory was only the second over a full-member team. Prior to that, the team defeated Zimbabwe at home in 2019. After dismissing the West Indies for just 212, the Irish survived a late-game wobble, but still had enough to get over the line after getting to 214 for 8 in the 45th over. The effort was anchored by half-centuries from Andy and Harry Tector. Meanwhile, Jason Holder ensured at least a competitive score with an impressive 44, but was run out with West Indies all out for 212. Owen Smith remained unbeaten on 20 from 10 balls. Former DJ Benjamin Alexander will become the first man to represent Jamaica in skiing at the Winter Olympics after qualifying for the games last week. Alexander will make his debut in the men's giant slalom and qualified for the event after finishing 7th at the Cape Verde National Ski Championships on January 12th. Born to a Jamaican father and English mother, the athlete, now 38, did not take up the sport until 5 years ago while on a visit to Canada. Now he will number among a handful of Jamaicans, 14 to be exact, that have made an appearance at the Games. And now the curtains are coming down on our sports roundup with the Djokovic's case, which has been making headlines around the world this past week. The latest development is that the top-ranked tennis player has been deported from Australia after losing his final appeal to not have his visa revoked, meaning he could not compete in the Australian Open. Djokovic's lack of COVID-19 vaccination has galvanized tennis fans, Australians, and become a rallying cry for anti-vaxxers.
This case has made headlines in Australia and around the world for more than a week.
Novak Djokovic's fate has finally been decided. The world number one has been booted out of Australia.
There's been anger and frustration over a medical exemption that allowed Novak Djokovic to enter Australia without being vaccinated. The country has experienced some of the toughest lockdown measures in the world. Today, the federal court dismissed his appeal.
The amended application be dismissed with costs.
In a statement, Djokovic said he was extremely disappointed, but would accept the decision and cooperate with the authorities. He flew out of Australia shortly after. There was mixed reaction from fans.
This is just so political.
Because of the COVID restrictions, and I don't think it's fair that he'd be allowed to come in, to be honest.
Fair's fair.
Djokovic has never explicitly supported extreme anti-vaccination activists, but back in December, he was photographed maskless, knowing he was COVID positive. This dispute has galvanized the anti-vax movement.
His presence there would have, and was creating a lot of backlash. But I think equally his deportation and the whole treatment of the case is equally likely to create to kind of fan the anti-vaccine sentiment.
Still, this sports marketing expert says Australia is sending a strong message.
Saying is that these athletes are not above the law. They need to follow the rules of the government. They need to follow the rules of authorities and not think that their status, their accomplishments, their brand supersedes anything that affects everybody else.
Djokovic's next chance at a Grand Slam title is the French Open in May. Although France doesn't have the same level of restrictions as Australia, there may be more controversy and legal battles ahead. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Toronto.
And that's the latest in sports for now. Do stay with us for global developments. welcome to our probe around the globe. Tonight we start in the neighboring island of Trinidad and Tobago, where some carnival stakeholders are expressing skepticism that government would make a favorable decision to hold a carnival in 2022. And as they tell Soini Gray, with a little over a month to go, they need the government to make a decision now.
After a carnival bubble event in the Bahamas, a similar event or private carnival fetcation is being planned for February 25th to March 1st. If COVID-19 was not prevalent, Carnival Monday and Tuesday in this country would be February 28th and March 1st. But with government yet to make a firm decision, this event, Carnival Bubble, has attracted local talent to the lineup, including Kes the Band, Nadia Batson, and Patrice Roberts, which is why the president of the Promoters Association wants the government to know why their members prefer to stay in Trinidad and Tobago. They've been out of work for almost 2 years and therefore have to make decisions about their livelihoods.
We need to fly our trade elsewhere or not, because there are other places around the world that want to have events around the same time in February, but the promoters pledge allegiance to Trinidad and Tobago and the artists. So they say they're going to stay here, but we need to find out what is happening.
For Pan Trinbago, the association is already considering the season on its own terms. For 2021, it held a virtual concert called Resilience, Pan is Spirit. Ramsey Moore says this year they will take advantage of the safe zone policy and will ensure that all the participants, from players to audience, are fully vaccinated. And the president of the Carnival Bands Association says government has been meeting with stakeholders and proposals have been submitted, and they suggested events they thought could work without compromising safety.
Along the lines of the kings and queens, the individuals, the Dimash Gra, those are the type of events that we would like to see happen.
Gabriel says the carnival community is reeling from the recent deaths of some of their icons, so they are very aware of the risk COVID-19 presents to the national community. While they are very eager to get back to work, they are just as eager to do it safely. Soini Gray, CNC3 News.
And moving now to the Northern Caribbean, the Royal Police Force of Antigua and Barbuda terminated one of its members for misbehavior in 2021. The male constable is among more than 100 officers whom the force punished for breaching its disciplinary regulations last year. We get more in this report.
All complaints against our officers, whether internal from another officer, usually a senior reporting a junior, or external where an officer is reported by a member of the public, are assigned to an investigator to be investigated.
Deputy Police Commissioner Albert Wade says if the investigation leads to internal charges, a tribunal adjudicates the case. The body hands down sentences ranging from reprimand to dismissal. In 2021, most of the offenses reportedly concerned disobedience to orders, neglect of duty, and insubordination. DCP Wade says of the 206 internal complaints filed, 175 charges were laid and 31 complaints withdrawn.
Fines totaling $14,785 were imposed on accused officers for 2021. 4 officers were reduced in rank and 1 member was dismissed.
Police Commissioner Atlee Rodney says the terminated officer was a constable who the tribunal convicted of discreditable conduct. But the top cop would not say exactly what the unnamed former officer did.
No. It was discredited enough that he's not no more with us.
Meanwhile, the police say civilians made 68 external complaints against officers in 2021. DCP Wade says 65 civilians withdrew their complaints after learning of the disciplinary process which requires them to testify before the police tribunal. As for the remaining 3 charges, the tribunal convicted 2 officers and dismissed 1 complaint.
Most of the complaints primarily revolve around our officers incurring debt and not paying the debt.
The 1967 police discipline regulations list some 21 disciplinary offenses. Jamie J. O'Shea, ABS News.
Internationally, the South Pacific nation of Tonga is still cut off from the world 2 days after an underwater volcano erupted, triggering tsunami alerts across the Pacific. Tonga is calling for immediate aid with an urgent need for fresh water and food as it assesses the damage caused by Saturday's eruption.
2 days after this massive undersea eruption, the Pacific island nation of Tonga remains cut off from the world. A fibre optic cable, said to be its main line of communication, now broken.
There was this giant explosion, which scientists think is a 1 in 1,000-year event for this sort of volcano. It takes about 1,000 years to fully recharge, so it just happened to be around at the point where it has unleashed a vast amount of its magma in a really explosive way. It's probably one of the most energetic explosions of the entire 21st century so far.
New Zealand has sent an Orion surveillance plane to assess the damage. Australia is also sending a military plane to help. Both countries had waited for a 20,000-metre cloud of ash to clear. Those ash particles have been falling across Tonga's islands, raising fears about its fresh water supply. And there's also thought to be widespread damage after tsunami waves washed up in Tonga's main island, Tongatapu, and buildings in the capital, Nuku'alofa, including this church.
There was lots of shock because even though people have been experiencing these smaller eruptions for the last month or so, this really came out of the blue in terms of the size and scale of this eruption. And so it had taken people by surprise, as had the inundation from the tsunami waves.
With communications and electricity disrupted, the full impact from Saturday's large eruption remains unclear, as does the scale of aid needed to help the people of Tonga. Laura Burton-Manley, Al Jazeera.
That's a wrap for tonight's probe. I'm Krista Campbell saying thanks for joining us, and do stay with us for a review of the main points.
Recapping the main points this evening, vaccine hesitancy study shows Grenada as the second least vaccine hesitant country, but the highest COVID-related unemployment levels among 6 participating countries. IMF staff concludes 2021 virtual staff visit, reporting gradual economic recovery from the pandemic. Grenadian artists showcase cultural explosion, cultural talents at Dubai Expo. State and government officials pay final respects to Sir Khalil Gleen as his remains lay in state. And we found out in the region and in the wide and wonderful world of sports that the Windies suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the Irishmen. That's Network News Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Just in case you joined us late on television, a reminder that you can catch up with us at 10 o'clock for the repeat of the newscast. And on our social media platforms, always there 24/7, you can catch up with us there on the Facebook page and through our YouTube channel. I'm Odette Campbell. We'll see you again on Tuesday.